So, it seems like we have a couple of renegade Stormlands vassals to deal with while we are waiting for Stannis' word about who is going to gain control over the Weeping Town. And I'm very much hoping it's going to be me, obviously. I mean, I would very much appreciate it, but I don't know how far his generosity is really going to stretch. Because let's face it, he did give me, well, 2 castles when I was not expecting that whatsoever. I really thought he was going to give me probably nothing. I didn't think he was going to give me Crow's Nest, that's for sure. So we're up against Mary Mertens right here, and we're actually helping a now allied vassal, because beforehand, this guy was someone we were picking on a pretty significant deal. It is Lord Eldon Estamont. And I can imagine that he's not best pleased about me assisting him. But who knows? Maybe he's going to be, maybe he's going to be kind of nice about it. And maybe he's going to be like, oh, thank you so much, Elias, for assisting me. And so on and so forth. Whoa, I just ran into an absolute death storm right there. Okay, we've got to be a bit more careful about our running into the death storm, which is exactly what this is. I mean, really, look at it. Look at how many vanguards they have. It's absolutely insane. I'm going to just focus on their archers as much as I can here, actually. I'm going to get off my mount as well. And we're going to just do a little bit. Oh, yes. Very nice. You know what I really need? I need a weapon that crushes through blocks. I feel like that would probably be pretty advantageous for us. So maybe something like that in the future would be good to get. But obviously, I'm a bit unaware as to where to get that. I think there are a bunch of... I should really check the wiki. I'm going to check the wiki, actually, after this episode. And I'm going to check where I can get a, somewhat unique weapon, maybe, that has the, crush through blocks attributes. And we'll see if that is easily attainable or not. Because I know that, generally you have to do some pretty hefty lifting to... get those things, to find those Valyrian swords or whatever it may be. I know that way back in Clash of Kings, I believe it was Clash of Kings, I found this amazing hammer. It was like a mace hammer thing from a quest, and I'm wondering whether that's still in the game. I don't think it is. I think it was removed, unfortunately, but it would have been awesome if I could actually use that again. It seems like I'm going to actually tell my troops to just charge in here, take that guy down, and there we go. Oh, yes. So he is actually acknowledging that we have had some difficulties in the past. I actually quite like that particular interaction here, because he says we've had harsh words in the past. Yes, absolutely. Alright, so I'm actually able to take Mary Mertens prisoner, which I am unsure whether I will do. I think I will. Mainly because it is taking her off the field. It's basically making it so that she's not going to be attacking anyone for a while. And also we may potentially get some money from it as well. So let's go into the tavern. If there's a ransom broker here, I'm going to be very, very pleased indeed. If there isn't, then I will be cursing the name of every ransom broker, which is apparently what's going to happen. Anyway, let's wait here for some time and see if Stannis will be generous or not. Oh, but we are going to be getting 2,600 coins. It turns out that Garrett can actually use this masterwork longbow. I thought he had, over 7 power draw. I think he has like 8 or something like that. So that's pretty crazy. Unfortunately, I'm not able to give him any better armor because obviously in this mod, you do have the penalties of wearing heavier armor as an archer. At the moment, though, he's actually got some pretty decent stuff. So I guess it's not going to affect him too badly. But I was actually just having a look here and seeing who can benefit. Ooh, yeah. She can definitely benefit. Oh my. Wow. Look at this. Fenna is an absolute beast now. Wow. Okay, let's give her an arming sword as well. She's actually using a pretty decent shield. Let's give her the mail gauntlets. She has just had an absolutely insane upgrade with her gear here. That is crazy. Okay, I guess I'll give her a stubborn courser as well so she can actually be on a mount. And we're going to change her to cavalry as well. Wow, that is... I think she's going to get a lot more kills now, which is going to be really, really pleasing to see. And yeah, there we go. Okay, we're going to move Brendan all the way down as well, by the way, even though what I really should be doing is getting him into action and maybe getting him some kills and things like that. But I think it's probably going to take a while for him to actually get any kills. So I think what I'm going to do is going forward, I think I have, don't I have 27 strength? Oh, technically I could get additional points in strength right now, but I think having 80 HP, that's pretty good. It's giving me a pretty decent amount of survivability and everything right now, so I think what I'm going to do is I will actually take an idea from someone in the comments, and it's actually a really good point. Nowadays, considering I have a pretty significant amount of experience to go until I actually gain levels now, you know, so all these siege defenses and things have gotten me up to level 30, but now it's going to take quite a bit of time unless I can get more siege defenses to level up. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spec into intelligence, and we're going to actually spec into trainer skill, because that is going to affect everyone. It's basically going to make it so that Brendan and all of my other companions that are below me in level are going to gain a pretty significant amount of experience over time, that is. Obviously, they're not going to gain, you know, 20 levels in one night, but you know, it's gonna add up over time, and I think that that is a really good idea. So it's good that we actually have this community surrounding Mount & Blade, surrounding the series here, and we're actually helping each other, you know? We're helping each other. Even me, you know? Even me. And some people might consider me to be a, well, an expert on this, but I disagree. I disagree. Anyway, pretty good that we are defending the Weeping Town, because there was actually someone that wanted to take it, and they have now run away, so that's absolutely fine. Is Stannis going to give it to us, though? And mere seconds after I said that, lo and behold, Stannis has decided to confer it upon us, and I will be accepting the honor. I am so incredibly hype right now. I cannot even imagine how he was even thinking of doing this. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I really have no idea how he thought to himself, oh yes, I think Elias could definitely use another fief, you know, considering he lost that other one. You know, technically, I could be viewed as a bit of a failure because I failed to defend Harrenhal, obviously. But apparently not to Stannis. Apparently he's very level-headed. He knows exactly what's going on here, and he knows that I did all of the work at the Weeping Town. So now, what do we do? Well, it looks like Sir Justin is going after Harrenhal once again, because it was taken by the Westerlands. And now that we have a significant amount of territory, you know, technically, instead of the Stormlands, we now have the opportunity to potentially attack the Westerlands a little bit more, which would be really, really good for us. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to Crow's Nest for a second. And Sheepwood, poor, you know, I feel sorry for the villagers of Sheepwood, because I have never, I mean, except that one time that I actually went all the way up into the north, I've never gone there to basically say, hello, I'm the lord that, you know, apparently has domain over your village, and, well, I just haven't been able to defend them, which is really kind of a shame to me, because they're just so far away. It's just never going to happen. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. But what I am going to do is that I think when I see Stannis next, I'm going to actually say to him, I'm happy to give up this village, and someone else can take, you know, can take ownership over it, and they can look after it much better than I can. And maybe we can have something along those lines, you know, be arranged. I think that would be really quite good. So here we go. Let's have a look at the map. Alright, so we got Dawn, we got Reach, and we got Westerlands. So those three factions, obviously Dawn is not actually at war against us, which is very thankful, otherwise we would be in a pretty significant sticky place, shall we say. And oh, what is this? You're resting on a bench in a small village. Sitting near the village center, you overhear the many conversations people are having. The gossip, the rumors, the anger, and the happiness. There are so many interesting things going on in the world, you decide to get to work. Well, yes, we're going to get to work. You feel a bit peckish and decide to go hunt for some food in the nearby woods. Climbing a tree in the search for eggs, you spot a large nest. You decide to pillage the nest. We've gained 5 one-handed weapon proficiency. You fried the eggs on a rock. They were very tasty. Must be very hot. Must be very hot to fry them on a rock. But there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I think we're going to take Mistwood. Now, I think Mistwood is one of those. And if you know what I mean by one of those, then you know that I'm probably going to be face-palming relatively soon. So let us head in. Thankfully, it is not a siege tower, but maybe it's a good thing or bad thing, maybe? Well, whatever the case. Oh, dear. It's one of these. Yeah, so first we've got this siege, and now we've got this event, which I could potentially lose a lot of strength or agility or something on, I think. Anyway. You're in the mood for some exercise and excitement. Chatting with one of your courtiers, you decide to go hunting. Assembling the courtiers, ladies, and young men of your court, you head into the woods to hunt the great man-eating bear, rumored to live there. Riding your horse through the wood, you finally spot the bear and decide to charge at it with a spear, take a shot with your bow. Oh, take a shot with your bow! That actually worked. I'm actually kind of surprised. You managed to pierce the eye of the bear. You gain 18 renown and a huge amount of dried meat. That's really nice. And yeah, cool. And now that we actually have a pretty significant amount in the treasury, I might make a brief stopover in Bravos and put some more money in the Iron Bank, because eventually that's going to add up to a very significant sum. Anyway. Walking through a small village, a young man approaches you. He'll spend the night with you for free, if only he can travel with you for a while. You decide to ignore him, because I'm not entirely sure about these things, because sometimes when you spend the night with certain people that offer themselves to you, basically, you can lose honor, and you can also lose renown, but you can also gain it. It really depends on which event it is. So I'm just not very familiar with those, so I don't really want to take a chance with it. Anyway, buy gifts for the local orphans. 8 renown. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what we want to see. 500 coins. I'm not willing to spend 500 coins for 3 renown. Thank you very much. There are actually a couple of vassals off to the side there, but unfortunately I am doing this siege, so I won't be able to go over and say hi. Anyway. You spot a poor man on the road. He looks tired. You send one of your men to ask him why he is in the wilderness alone. He says that outlaws robbed him, and if he doesn't get some money soon to buy food, he will starve. He says he served in the army once and will make a loyal warrior. You decide to suggest he join your army and give him a gift. There we go. When you give him armor and food, he suddenly appears as a mighty warrior. Yes, there we go. That's exactly what we want. Anyway, that took a pretty significant amount of time. I really need to start speccing someone or start getting an engineer into the party, because otherwise that's really harsh. And speaking of really harsh, I think we're going to have a very significant problem here. Actually, I don't see many halberdiers. I think I see a couple, but I don't think I see too many. So who knows? Maybe we're actually going to be able to achieve a victory at Mistwood without any problems. Oh, speaking of problems, oh dear. I think we're going to have some issues here, because we only have 1 ladder, but there aren't too many enemies at the top of the bottleneck situation here. So I think we might be able to penetrate their defenses. Garrett is getting some kills. It's nice to see. Let's get out my two-handed, try and clear the way for our forces a little bit more. And hopefully I won't get shot off the ladder, because if I get shot off the ladder, this is going to be a very painful siege indeed. So let me see if I can actually make my way in. Yes! I'm actually inside. Very nice. That was extremely difficult. We might have some problems here, but who knows? Maybe I'll be lucky. I'm basically just going to ignore the archers for the moment, because sometimes archers, they're not exactly, you know, accurate or anything like that, or that deadly, especially when you have such good armor as I do. So we don't necessarily have to rush when we eliminate them, and instead we can kind of help our forces to maintain a bit of a foothold on the battlements themselves. So that's what I'm going to try and do, at least initially, and then we're going to clear out one of these archer nests. There you go. See, exactly. That's my point. We actually did help out our forces at the top of the ladders there, and they were then able to get in to the battlements, and that's going to make all the difference, because now we have the high ground, and we will hopefully be able to repel the defenders just that little bit more. Oh, these archers, they really don't know what's going on, do they? They're just like, let's just ignore that fellow slaughtering all of our comrades next to us. Sounds like a good plan to me. Anyway, I'm gonna try and jump. Ooh, I actually made it. I was fully expecting to fall and take a pretty significant amount of damage there, but thankfully I did not. And ooh, we might have some problems here. Gonna actually switch to my shield, just in case. My cleaver is enough to probably deal with these guys now that I have a decent enough power strike. Unfortunately, it's still not enough to actually kill them in one hit, even with overheads. So that's kind of impressive for them. Let's try and aim for the head a little bit. That's still not enough. Wow, that's kind of impressive. Oh well, whatever the case. I think we're pretty good. Are we? Wait a minute, are we losing? Are we losing over there? Wow, we've actually lost a pretty significant amount of people. Okay, I'm gonna have to... Oh. Okay, hello. This is a bit of a panic situation right here. I'm not entirely happy with how this is going, so I'm gonna have to head down here and see what we can do. There we go. Yes. And there's another one, and that's exactly the reason why I want that crush through blocks weapon, because anyone just attempting to parry me super easily would otherwise not have a very good time, so might make sense. Anyway, this is probably a good idea to head back here anyway and try and assist our units, because they seemingly are getting a bit stuck. So I will try to do as much damage as possible here, try and clear out these... Stormlander Sergeants. That's the main reason why we're having difficulties. These Sergeants are, of course, very good at what they do. They have a good amount of survivability. They have two-handed axes, which are capable of cleaving anyone. And that is making things rather difficult for us to push forward, which is not very good. And I am being shot now by a bunch of archers, which is also not good. But I guess that's, well, what else can I do? I can just murder as many people as possible and then head down into the courtyard with my forces in tow, hopefully. There we go. Wow, there's just so many. There's just so many of them. It's crazy. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch. How many more are actually coming over here? How many more infantry are actually coming? Because I would like to say that we are receiving reinforcements. Yeah, I think we are receiving reinforcements. Let's try and hold out, guys, shall we? Let's try and hold out as best we can against the onslaught of the Stormlands, which is... I'm outraged. I am outraged that they are still putting up such an incredible fight. But there you go. I mean, that's a testament to their bravery and their courage as well. But we shouldn't give them too many compliments, otherwise they will probably find a huge amount of morale from it. Let's jump and... yes, I thought to myself, this is going to be a fantastic opportunity to do a swoop and slash, but no such luck. I managed to miss in the most crucial moment. Well, at least the archers die relatively easily, and they're not actually even turning to face me, which is kind of amusing, but there you go. Alright, so I think that's it. Yep, I think that is it. There's only another 20 to go. We lost 37 units, however. But, as I've said, the automated, or shall we say automatic recruiting that you can do by going into the Manage the Town menu and saying recruit some units here and then spending 800 per time, I think that's a really good way of getting some units for free, basically. And I did not mean to jump down there. Oh, hello. Yes, I did not mean to jump down there. That was a huge mistake on my part, but it's okay because I think that my units can probably get to the last remaining enemies and I won't have to go up there. And there he is. Elias is coated in the blood of our enemies. Let us actually take a look and see how many... Ooh, we actually lost a whole bunch of Lannisport Spearmen, mounted Dragonstone Sergeants, not very good, but obviously this is one of the harder layouts that anyone is going to have to face. And we actually killed 138 out of the total 229. Elias, you're doing a fantastic job, fellow. And the vassal managed to escape, which is not so great, but it's okay. It's not a problem. And let's just share some of the loot. 6128. That's a really nice piece of armor. And I'm not going to be requesting this. I'm not going to be requesting this. We're going to do a little bit more strategic kind of thing where we're claiming things that we actually can use and indeed garrison relatively well. And now, thanks to the Weeping Town, we're actually not losing a huge amount from the treasury. So I should be able to keep a pretty decent margin up, because I have actually been losing about 4,000, but thankfully due to all of the prisoners and everything that we were able to get, I don't know if we're going to be able to get those again. I mean, we're probably going to have to look out for a really good opportunity in that regard, and then we will obviously have a... Oh, okay. Well, there was a ransom right there, but I clicked it away way too fast. Great. Oh well. Never mind. Anyway, the point is that hopefully what I will be able to do is maybe get a nice opportunity where we will be able to take a whole bunch of, like, I don't even know, Westerlands, or maybe Reach Vassal's prisoner, because I think personally the Westerlands and the Reach probably don't have extremely good units any further, or at least I don't think their vassals will have very big armies. At least I hope that to be the case, but we'll see, I suppose. Anyway, let's take to the field here. Ooh, this is a... Wait a minute. I know this map. I know this map set. This is a map set that usually is featured in multiplayer, as far as I'm aware, because you can actually do the duel thing. Wait, no, is it not duel? It's something else. It's something else. But you can actually participate on this map. People spawn up there and they spawn on the other side. And yeah, I remember this. I actually remember playing this a long time ago. All right, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna, I don't know. I mean, we outnumber these guys, not significantly, but we outnumber them pretty well with our cavalry of 24 cavalry. I think that that's probably gonna be a pretty easy thing for us to do. I'm gonna try and take this guy out. Or at the very least just take out his horse. I was aiming for his shield, but oh well. Never mind. Let's tell everyone to charge in, because as you can see, this guy wants my bones. He wants my bones in the ground. Thank you. Yes. Anyway, let's see if we can maybe do a little bit of extra damage there and hopefully help our units to take him out. Oh, that was a Stormlander Knight. That's actually kind of impressive. And I think what I probably want to do is... I probably want to get off my horse. I'm not very good at fighting on horseback with this sword, because it doesn't have a extremely good amount of reach. It is much more a skirmishing sword, you know, like a get right in there and do damage sword. That's the kind of thing, in my opinion, that it's for, because you can get into pretty close quarter situations with it, and it's a two-handed. You got to remember, it's a two-handed. It's not a one-handed, and it's got a reach of only, what is it, 100, I think? So it's very good, in my opinion, for sieges and things like that, but not so good for horseback. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just, you know, not particularly utilizing it too well, but I personally feel like that's the way it is. Anyway, as I said, I will be looking at the wiki and I'll try and find out if there is a weapon that I can get that will allow me to crush through blocks. And if you have any suggestions, by the way, about maybe your favorite weapon that you use in a Clash of Kings, or if there's a weapon that in general is available in the mod as well as others, then by all means let me know. I know the Bardiche is a big favorite of some people. I like the Bardiche myself as well, but I'm not entirely sure if you can actually get one in this mod. But yeah, it would be pretty cool if I could, because those things are crazy nice. I like them a lot. But anyway, there it is. We won against Lord Arston Selmy right there. We got 30 kills out of the 60. So wow, we're actually doing 50% of the damage most of the time to enemies, whether that be in sieges or in field battles. Pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. So let's have a look here. Ooh, we actually have someone getting taken prisoner by the Westerlands. I might have to do something about that. So maybe it would make sense for me to... Ooh, hello there. Where you going? Where are you going? Because you're very fast, aren't you? 4.6? I'm traveling much faster than he is. What? Wow, there's a bunch of Reach vassals. Oh no, he's traveling much faster than I am now. 6.6. He was actually traveling through forest by the looks of things. That's the reason. So this guy's traveling at 5.8 as well. That's much too fast. Well, I guess that's just how it is. Anyway, a traveler tells you where to find a small band of outlaws. You decide to ambush them, easily slaughtering the hapless outlaws, demand tribute, help them on their way. Help them on their way and give them a gift? Outlaws? Ambush them? Yes, ambush them. There we go. We gained 500 coins, honor, renown. You gotta make sure that you read these events relatively carefully because some of them are very, very similar. Because obviously there's an event where you can help along a bunch of merchants, and there's obviously an event that, as you could see just there, you can help some outlaws. And obviously helping the outlaws is probably not the best idea. So yeah, we gained some honor and renown for that, which is pretty nice. Anyway, we now have such a significant portion of the territory down here that I'm going to try and eliminate the Stormlands as soon as possible. So, 227. I think this is a pretty decent layout, though. Blackhaven? How is Blackhaven? I don't know how Blackhaven is. Is it good? That might be a bit more difficult. I don't know, really. I mean, they have 42 Stormlander Sergeants, 25 Vanguards, and they even have 6 Knights in there, which is a pretty crazy composition. So I guess we'll just leave these two for the moment, and we will decide which one to attack in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.